JessConstantino, yeah! Hello, my beautiful YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel. My name is JessConstantino, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a new feature of my vision. So for those of you that don't know, in the end of December of 2023, my eye, I call it an eye explosion, my eye got a staph infection. My right eye, which was my better eye, got a staph infection, and I lost most of my vision in that eye. Well, one thing I didn't realize was at the time my retina had been damaged and it had completely detached, I guess. So a new feature of my vision after December was a color distortion. And I didn't really understand it. Even after my surgery in August. So I had another surgery on August 12th of 2024. And after that surgery, my color distortion changed a little bit. So after my surgery on August 12th, 2024, the color distortion in my vision had a new development to it, but I still have the color distortion issue. And that is because my retina is still damaged. And I didn't fully understand what was wrong with it until my most recent visit to Miami to see my surgeon, and he explained a little bit more because I asked him about the color distortion. So actually this is my second time making this video. The first time I made this video, I cut my head off when I was recording it. So I had to re-record it, and I'm actually re-recording it in about 2 or 3 weeks after I recorded it the first time. And in that time span, I had an appointment with my surgeon, and I asked him about the color distortion. So if you hang around to the end of the video, you will actually get to hear my doctor's comments on my color distortion feature of my vision. What I noticed in my vision after December was I would see this little light spot in my vision. So if you imagine sitting outside on a breezy day, a nice sunny breezy day, and you're sitting underneath a tree. When you're underneath the tree and you're shaded, your vision is black. And when the wind blows a branch, you get this little gleam of light, this sunbeam kind of that goes through your vision. Even though your eyes are closed, you see this little orange spot in your vision. That's kind of what I see. So my vision, I don't really have very much vision. After December, all I can really see out of my right eye, and all of this that I'm talking about, the color distortion and everything, it is all only on my right eye. I don't have any retinal issues with my left eye, so I don't see any of this with my left eye. But in my right eye, after December, I would get this like little orange sliver that would go down through my vision. And it doesn't stay there very long. It can be very short. It can be a flash, or it can be longer. It can stay there. It doesn't necessarily stay there very long. It can be very short, where it's just a flash, or it can linger for a few seconds, sometimes a few minutes, but usually it's not there for like hours at a time. So after December and before August, that was kind of the only feature of the color distortion that I saw. And I thought, oh, that's kind of weird. You know, like every once in a while I would get this little, like somebody was shining a pin light in my eye. And my vision in that eye now, I think I started to say this earlier and I lost track of it, but my vision in that eye now is pretty much just light perception and hand movement. I can see a little bit of hand movement, but it's mostly just light perception. I can't see very much out of that eye anymore. So when these color distortions come in, it's very noticeable because pretty much I don't see a whole lot. My vision is just kind of, I mean, I do see light perception, so when I go into light, it gets, you know, I get that orange tint, or if, you know, I'm in the shade, it's black, or if I'm laying on my bed in the dark with my eyes closed, you know, it's black, which I guess it is for everybody. That was a dumb statement. But I can see light, but I can't distinguish like different colors necessarily in my normal vision, where if I'm looking at a blue and yellow striped wall, I couldn't tell you that it was blue and yellow striped. It probably would just look like a darker color wall, maybe like gray or something. You know, the colors kind of blend together. I can't see that much distinction between the colors. So it's just mostly light that I see. So when the color spots would come in, it was very noticeable. It'd be like, boom, like this orange beam of light coming into my eye. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. And then after my surgery on August 12th, I had even a more significant change to this color distortion. So on August 12th, I had surgery, and that's when I found out that in December, my retina had detached completely. During surgery, they were able to see it. They tried to smooth it out, and when they saw me a week later, they said that it hadn't smoothed out against the wall like it was supposed to, the back of the wall of the eye like it was supposed to. So it was like laying down like a floret, like a limp flower. So it wasn't spread out and bloomed like it was supposed to look. So my retina was pretty severely damaged. And honestly, we were just glad that I was able to see anything. Because with a complete retina detachment, you really shouldn't be able to see anything. The retina filters in the light, so without light filter, it's hard to see anything. So the fact that I can see a little hand motion and I have light perception, everybody was really thankful. So after the surgery on August 12th, this new feature of the color distortion came back into my vision. I started noticing the color distortion after the second surgery. It was not the same as like the color beam. Like I still get those orange color spots that will come in, but it's not just those. So now I have noticed when light filters into my eye, specifically like when the lights are off and I hold my phone up to my face and that bright white light from the phone shines into my eye, I will get this almost, I would describe it almost like an electricity, like a bolt of color that goes through my eye, or like a spider web of color that spreads across my eye. And the colors can be like blue, purple, green, yellow. I mean, they're very, very pretty colors. But whether they are pretty colors or not, doesn't really matter. It's shocking to the system. So it's like, not only do I turn the bright light on my phone, and it shocks me just turning the bright light on because I'm already very sensitive to bright lights because I have no irises, so I have nothing to filter in the light from the front of my eyes. But now it's like the back of my eye on the right side doesn't filter in the light properly either, so it's an even bigger shock. So it's like the bright white light comes on and it shocks me, and then it's like this color bolt goes through my eye and like boom! It is the craziest thing. And it's not always like bolts of lightning or like spider web looking. Sometimes I would describe it as like a color spot. So I have watched a lot of Molly Burke's videos where she has retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, and she describes having this kind of color distortion feature as well. But she describes it as fireworks. And so I've always heard about this, and I've heard that description from other people that have had retinal issues or RP issues. A lot of them will describe these fireworks that they see. And I always thought, oh hey, that would be kind of cool to see fireworks in your vision, you know, just randomly. But what I see, I wouldn't describe as fireworks. I would describe them more as when somebody takes your picture and the flash stuns your eyes and you get those color spots that are like different colors that kind of fill in your vision for a little while. I would describe what I see more as that, where it's like this ball of color, and it's not always a ball. It doesn't have to be circular necessarily. It can be an oval, slender shape. It can be round. It can be, you know, kind of like a crescent moon shape. It can be it could be shapeless, honestly, just kind of this blob of color, almost as if somebody like came and like painted on this color spot on my eye. It's very weird. But it is temporary. It will kind of filter in. Sometimes it's a flash. Sometimes it will stay there for however long the light is filtering in my eyes. So like right now, recording, I have the lights on in my bedroom, and I don't put the lights on in my bathroom where my tripod and my camera sit because it's too much brightness for my eyes. I can't handle it. So I hope the lighting's okay. But with the light that's over my head from the ceiling in my room, that light filtering into my eye this whole entire video, I have seen pretty much this color spot in my eye this whole video. So the entire time I've been talking to you, I've seen this color spot where it's, I will describe it for you. It kind of looks like a spiky ball. So the inside of the ball is green and yellow swirly colors, and the outside of it has like spikes that go off of it, kind of how like a kid would draw a sun with like rays coming off of it. Those are like purple or pink, but they're like little spiky balls. But that is just what I'm seeing currently. And now as I've started explaining it to you and I close my eye and I open it again and the light filters into it again, now it's a different shape. So it just totally, it's weird. It is a very weird thing to have this new aspect of my vision that is just there. And I wouldn't say it's annoying at night when I'm trying to sleep. It can be annoying if I have lights on like an outlet or a plug. If I have lights coming from an electrical plug, that will filter into my eye and cause the color distortion, which bothers me when I'm trying to sleep. So I'll like cover up all the lights on my electrical outlets so that I'm able to sleep. But I have a really hard time sleeping anyway. It also will bother me in the mornings so I get up and I put my kid on the bus in the morning, and then sometimes I won't have to go into work for a couple hours. So I will try to go back to sleep for a couple hours and get a couple more hours of sleep. And when the sun comes up and the light starts filtering into my room, if I don't get to sleep before the sun rises and that change happens where the sun starts filtering into my room, the color distortion will start then and I won't be able to sleep. That's the only time that it is really annoying for me. The rest of the time, I would not say it's really annoying. Sometimes it's just kind of fun. Funny. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm seeing weird visualizations right now. And sometimes I'm like, oh, pretty show. But sometimes it doesn't really faze me. I've gotten to the point, I've been living with it now for 9 months. So I've gotten to the point where it doesn't really bother me or affect me one way or the other at this point. So yeah, that is pretty much the color distortion feature I have to my vision. So the last thing I wanted to tell you guys, I went to see my doctor in Miami and I asked him about this news. I said, hey, I've been seeing this. I had this kind of happen, the sliver of light, the little orange sliver that would come in, and I still get those, but now, after the surgery in August, I get all of this color distortion, these color spots. And I explained to him kind of the way I explained it to you guys. And what he said was, the reason I'm not seeing the fireworks the way that other people with retinal issues see them is that I do not have a disease that is attacking my retina necessarily. So like somebody like Molly Burke with RP, she has a disease that is deteriorating her retina on a daily basis. So her retina deteriorating slowly, this is the function of her vision, the feature of her vision that she's getting because of that deterioration from the light not being filtered in properly. Mine is different because mine isn't a deterioration of my retina. Mine was damage to my retina. So my retina completely was damaged. It completely detached. It was damaged. So rather than having like a feature that picks up differently or starts differently, mine just kind of came with it because of the damage that occurred to my eyes. That being said, he did also say that when the light filters into my eye now because of the damage, it is causing that color distortion. So the actual light filtering into my eye is causing that distortion, which makes sense given when the sun comes up in the morning and it filters into my room, I get that color distortion sensation. And before, when I'm trying to go to sleep and it's dark outside, I don't get it. Makes complete sense to me that the part of my retina that was affected by the damage is being shocked from the light filtering into my eye suddenly, because now it's like, oh, I don't know how to filter in properly anymore because I've been damaged. So that makes sense to me, and I was able to, at least it gave me an answer, it gave me a reason for why it's happening. So for me, that was good enough. I didn't necessarily want him to fix it for me. I just wanted to know why it was happening because it was interesting to me, and I thought, is it happening to me because of like somebody with a retinal issue, or is it happening to me for a different reason? Because I wouldn't say that what I see is fireworks. When Molly Burke says, I see fireworks, I think of literal fireworks. Now, I have seen fireworks, and now I've never had perfect vision, so I've never seen exact details of what a firework looks like. I couldn't tell you the exact details of what it looks like. But the basic idea of a burst of light exploding and leaving traces of color coming down, that I can picture, because that I've seen. When I started getting this color feature, I wouldn't have described it like that. That was totally not what I see. I do not see fireworks. I see only like color spots. The camera flashes is the best way that I can describe it. When a camera flashes and you see those color spots, that's what it looks like to me. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that it was interesting for you as it was for me. I have heard so much about this issue from other YouTubers, from Molly Burke, from just other people that are blind in the community. And I have always been curious about it. And so now that I have kind of my own feature of it, I wanted to come on and talk about what I've experienced. And I also want to say that my experience may not be like anybody else's, because I do not have the same eye disease that other people with retinal issues have. I have never had any problems with the back of my eye. My problems have always been with the front of my eye. I've never had any back of the eye issues. My retinas have always been perfect. That all has worked and functioned correctly for me my whole life. So until recently, I didn't have any of this feature to my vision. And now that I do, I just wanted to come on and share my experience because it's my own experience. I know that everybody else has their own experiences, and what I see may not be what Molly Burke sees. It may not be what any other blind person sees. It may be just my own, because I have a different disease. I have different symptoms. I have had different problems that have affected me, different surgeries, damage. You know, it all affects us completely different. My experiences are way different from any other blind person's experiences. So how I experience this color distortion is going to be my own individual experience that's not like anybody else's. So that's why I wanted to come on and explain it to everyone and show you guys tell you guys what I have been going through these last few months. The only last thing that I wanted to add to this is that when I was telling my mom about having this new feature to my vision of the color bolts, or the lightning bolts of color going through my eye, or the spider web spreading across, she said, "Oh, that's really funny. It's like you're having colorful visualizations." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know, I've never done LSD, but I feel like I don't have to now because I'm getting the colorful visualizations all on my own." I get them just from having my awesome eye disease. So anyways, I have to bring some light into it, because if I don't laugh about things, I would have to cry. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, or you want to share your own experiences with any of this, or you want to tell any stories about what you've gone through with your vision, please leave it in the comments below. Let's start a chat about our different experiences in the blind community. And that way we can support each other and lift each other up. And I would love nothing more than to have that experience in this community that we're building. So please leave your comments below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can check them out in the links in the description below. If you want to check out my JessConstantino Shorts channel, it will also be in the link in the description below. And if you would like to support Cooper and I and help ensure that we can create future content, and you'd like to join the Blue Jay community and get special access to me and to have special interactions with me and to be able to get special videos that won't be on the YouTube channel, you can join my Patreon at www.patreon.com/JessConstantino. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it through to the very end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I love you guys, and I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Pineapple Production, yeah!